Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, therisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football!
To show you what's happening right here, right now in the studio, because we've got this beautiful shirts that we're showing with Frothy right now, guys. Frothy's back with me. Frothy, what's happening with these shirts, mate? Can you tell me what's happening right now?
Shut up, let me talk. Now,
bloody
listen,
hell, mate.
We have these great tops here.
Yes.
Now, it's a bit of a 2-minute show tonight, I believe. So
Yes.
we're back in town, but we'll be
We are.
officially back in town on
That's right,
Monday
yep,
with
yep,
some
yep,
major announcements and start again. Announcements.
Yes.
Can you spell announcements? Can you?
Announcements.
Can you spell that?
I can't spell
Well,
it all.
leave it for next time. Now, let's go through the tops. Now,
That's
these
right. Yep,
tops,
yep.
well, if you were born 400 years ago, you'd know about these tops. So we've got the great St. George here, I believe.
No, it's Brisbane Lions,
Sorry
mate.
about that. That's Brisbane Lions there.
Brizzy Lions, mate.
And we got South Melbourne Hellas there.
No, Fitzroy United, you're
Sorry
telling me,
about
mate.
that.
Fitzroy United.
This one's Inter Monaro, is it?
Into Monaro.
No, that's St. George Budapest.
St.
apparently.
George, yes, the Hungarians.
Yes,
The Hungarians,
and over
mate.
to my right, which is your right as well. Are we still
Yes.
on?
We're still on,
We're
of course.
on?
We're still on,
Well,
mate.
over
Yes.
here, we got the great Sydney Olympic. And I know the cat has probably ordered a couple of
Oh,
those.
he's got a couple of hundred, mate.
Well, I'll tell you why he's ordered a couple. I had a chat with Peter Raskopoulos during the week.
Oh, he hates his guts.
And he said to me, Peter Catholos, a cat, has ordered 2 because his gut's so bloody big, he needs 2 jumpers to make
Really?
one. So, well, look, that's only a joke. Cat.
Oh, my God, mate.
Well, look, also, Canberra, what's this? Canberra City.
Canberra City. You know who coached them?
Yes.
In 1977?
Frank Garrock, wasn't
Johnny
it?
Warren.
Johnny Warren.
We're laughing, mate, everywhere.
I told you so, Johnny Warren said. I doubt we'll sell many because how many supporters did they have? That's beside the point. Also, we got Hokoa up there.
That's
great,
right, of course.
Brazilian heritage, are they?
Brasilia. Well, yeah, a lot of them escaped to Brazil.
We'll leave it at that. And the great Marconi.
Marconi.
And let's go through them. Great quality.
Of course.
They fit nicely. They are cheap. You know what? They're too bloody cheap.
$75.
$75 is not even $80.
Plus postage and handling.
Plus postage and handling, and our great friend with David Ben and
Yes.
Arrow Sport.
Arrow Sport together. There is only, and then guys, you can buy them on. There's only
Well,
one
you keep
football.
going. I'll play the great South Melbourne tune.
There is only one football. Where you can get it from? There is only one
There's only one
football.com
football,
in
yes, sir.
conjunction with Arrow Sport. You can also buy fantastic
Yes,
kits for your teams as well
yes.
at Arrow Sport, and they're working together to bring you these fantastic
Yes, they are,
1977
Are we still on?
Phillips
Check 1,
League.
2.
Of course,
Check-
you're bloody
Sorry
on,
about
Frothy.
that. Yep.
And of course, guys, 1977.
Yes,
These shirts are fantastic. You've got the other ones at $150, which are the
Well,
rigid jigs,
yes,
$150,
but,
and then you've got the sublimated ones
yes.
at $75, guys. So yes.
Yes. And can I just say, I
Yes.
suppose it's not appropriate to say this, but my team had a win on the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Well, not the weekend, a couple of days ago. So they're flying, and I tell you what, it's pretty much it. Now we're going to sing a song just to.
Well,
finish
we can't actually sing a song tonight
No,
because
well,
we're just
doesn't
doing
matter.
we're just doing the show tonight.
Well,
that's
we're
all.
just advertising the jumpers here.
That's
and,
right, guys. But where do you get them from? There is only one football.com.
That's the one there. And,
So, guys, thank you, guys. Get these fantastic shirts right now because you will never find them. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you in a couple of days' time. Thanks, guys. Get on Arrow Sport.
Monday,
Arrow Sport. There's only
We'll
football.com.
probably have Paul Wade on
Thank you,
Monday,
guys. See you. Bye-bye.
There's
Thank
got to
you.
be someone we're going to have.
That's it. Thanks.
Now, you tell me when we go
Oh, yes,
there.
guys. It's that show again you love to hate. The
When we
soccer
go
show,
on
the
there,
football show.
I'll start
The
with
soccer psychos of Australia. You must love to hate us by now, but I know you love most of us. We are live tonight from the Swaps of Puck Studios. Good evening, everyone. Welcome right now to Footballers Live. Check it out.
She bad.
Do that right now, guys.
You know what?
We got a special guest tonight, guys. A big one, too.
Well, I am going to announce that.
The
Once
Cup
you've
of
done your
Life.
song,
This is the
I'm
one.
going to tell them out there.
Now is
Who
the
was-
time.
what was his bloody name?
Don't
Sir.
never
Okay,
stop.
what was his name? That's a bloody
We
song.
should have known. Gotta be strong. We should have known right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet. No one can hold you back if you really want it. I see it in your eyes. You want the cup of life. Now today's here, you're gonna get it.
Hey!
Do you really want it?
Ho!
Do you really want it?
Hey! Ho! Ho!
Here
Hey!
we go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Good, good, go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Tonight's the night. We're gonna celebrate. Here we go. Okay, guys, we are the people. We are the passion. We are the history. We are the soccer psychos of Australia from the remnants of the NSL, and we love it. Frothy, it's our way, the highway, Frothy. It's our way.
Now.
We've got a good couple of guests on tonight, mate. We've got to say an apology before you go.
Apology?
We couldn't get Jim Sekenis on, guys, because they've started
Yes.
training in Adelaide. But we've got some big guests here right now for you.
Yes, now, listen up.
I'm listening up right now, you know.
We've had, I've stumbled across, now,
Yes.
give me credit for this. We have got someone on the show tonight.
Yes, of course.
He played for Manchester United.
Of course he did.
Now,
we were very lucky to get him tonight. That's right.
Very lucky. Now, you know, I had the contact and I finally managed to convince him
Check it
to
out,
come
guys,
on.
of course. Hup, hup.
Now, we played for Man U.
Of course he did.
Man U, that sounds like a gay club,
Mate,
doesn't it? United.
Manchester United,
Manchester United.
in the Premier League at the time, yes. that's
Now,
right.
are we allowed, can we, at this point of time, mention the great man's name?
I think if you do, everybody be calling each other and saying, you better get on right now. There's this bloody Manchester United player coming on very
Well-
shortly. Well, we've got a special guest before him, too.
Well, we've got a special guest. I'll tell you what. Let's put on Arthur. Who we got? Arthur Pappas.
No.
The Jets coach.
We'd like to welcome right now, guys, from the Australian Football Legacy that was on last Friday
Yes,
from 3 to
yes.
6 p.m. Mr. Spiro Pappas. Welcome, Spiro.
Pappas must be Arthur.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. I love the energy, guys. Love the energy.
Thank you, Spiro. And how are you today?
I'm very, very well. Very well. I've had my glass of wine. I'm very chilled. Very
You're
good.
very chill. We'd love to. Well, mate, it's very hot in Melbourne today, but we're lucky we're surviving it.
Arthur, sorry, Spiro. I'm getting confused.
Spiro,
The Jets
please,
coach.
Spiro.
Now, first of all, any relation with the great man Arthur?
No. I wish.
relation?
No relation.
now-
I wish there was. but
Yes,
no
and
relation.
may I add, he's
Now-
doing a great job.
Let me say about this special that was on last week, guys, and I tell you
Wow.
something, and it's on our site. We've put it on our site. So
And
if you
I saw
scroll-
it 2 times, mind you.
Fantastic.
Thank you, guys, for the great support. We really and to all your fan base. It's
It
really
went
appreciated.
on 60 sites, would you believe, Spiro? 60 sites. We
Amazing,
posted the show.
amazing.
Yes.
Posted the show that you were on last week, and it was advertised by you
Yes.
on our show last week. We're on 60 sites. Would you
all
believe this?
fantastic.
Now,
Incredible.
I want to tell you, we're on 60 sites. It's amazing how
Yes,
this show.
60
But
sites,
I'll tell you
yes.
right now, Spiro, is that last Friday, this was an epic event. An epic event.
It was
My God.
huge.
You know what, Spiro? I cried. I absolutely cried
Oh,
because I tell you what,
brilliant.
mate, that Raleigh Rasic, mate, if he doesn't get
Champion.
a knighthood, I'm hoping that he gets a knighthood one day.
So he should.
Because about bloody time he got recognition, Spiro. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? What do you think of that?
Absolutely.
Well, well overdue, mate. Well overdue in my book. I mean, the guy is. He transcends the sport. He's a legend. I mean, I can't say enough. I mean, we jokingly refer to him as the godfather of the game.
course.
But as you know, and for those of your viewers who don't know, I mean, obviously, he basically carried the game on his shoulders
He did.
back in the 1970s, early 1970s, and literally put us on the front page of every newspaper at a time when we were sort of an amateur league and competing with other more well-established sports with a lot more media attention. So it's quite incredible, and he put us on the world map as well. Him and his team. So it's incredible.
And just remember that at that time, Australian football, we've got to call it soccer that time. Of course, it was soccer at that time, right? Now, the thing about that is, Spiro, is that we never had a national competition. We didn't, and we don't even know. And what we need to do is have a documentary on how these 74 Socceroos got together. So we need to find out how their selection process was without no national league. And that's the other case too.
Absolutely.
That's a really good point. I mean, we're looking for new content. So thank you.
That's a good one.
You just fed me with another good one.
That's right. Because remember this. It's okay for us to have the A-League, the NSL. We can all see the players. But remember this. They were only state leagues, Spiro, state leagues. And I would like to have known who was out there at every game to watch these guys and actually select them for 74. That is the situation. And that is definitely got to be a starter here for this, what you're saying.
Yeah, well, mate, we as you know, we did the sort of the precursor to Australian football legacy was a tribute to Raleigh Rasic last year with the support of Football Australia, and he touched on some of that stuff. But you're right, we there's a whole show there we could do just on the scouting pro. I mean, all the stuff you mentioned just now. I mean, it'd be fascinating. I mean, it's. People watch Ted Lasso and a lot of the other stuff on television, which is entertaining. But this is this is reality TV.
Of course it is. Now, before I bring Frothy on, what I want to say to you now
I've got
is
some questions for the great
man.
Now,
how did we know how many people were on there watching? Because I tell you what, Harry has done so much work in such little time. I mean, I can't believe it. Is he a miracle worker or something? Because he put a lot of heart and soul in this. And boy, to get George Danikian involved, to get Andrew Pascalides, we are talking here the past of the NSL, which is the past of the game. Paul Wade, and we're talking about Tony Henderson, Zoran Illich. I mean, I've got going forever
Gary
here.
Cole. Graham Arnold.
How did he do this? How did he get them all together in one go?
Stanley Matthews, was he there? Spiros, was he?
Mate, honestly, he's very modest. He will tell you that it was a team effort.
Yes.
Obviously there needs to be the coach and the guy the driving force behind it. He was definitely the driving force, but there was a lot of other people that made major contributions, and too numerous to mention. But there's some very it was quite amazing how it came together. And what was really really impressive, and I felt privileged to be part of this. How, almost without exception, everybody we approached from that era and those generations said, absolutely. We'll do anything for Harry and Raleigh, and B, the game needs this. We need to unite behind the game. We need to celebrate its rich legacy. There's so much negative stuff and nonsense that goes on, but the facts still remain that we've some really cool things and some exciting, some amazing things were achieved over a 50-year period, and including all the way now to, the retrospective was a 50-year one, but we went from the 74 World Cup and the lead up to that, the Miracle World Cup, if you like, with Raleigh,
of course,
and all the way through to the Golden Generation, and now obviously to the modern day Socceroos and Matildas, and it's quite incredible if you actually look at the game through that lens with that sort of perspective. You realise a huge amount of progress has been made, and I think the thing that I sort of in preparing for it, as you know, progress is never in a straight line, and there's always obstacles along the way.
You're veering off all the time. That's right.
So it was great. I felt privileged to be there. There were so many greats of the game, but you mentioned a lot of the guys, but I mean we had Heather Garriock, Joe Murray, Di Yalagic as well, and between them. Well over 300 caps for the Matildas, and that they were, what you guys don't know is we kicked on afterwards, and the ladies joined us, went up for dinner,
beautiful,
and people just enjoying each other's company. It was very genuine. It wasn't Spiro,
the stories that you would have heard there, and just remember this. when they drink a little bit or whatever, they get tipsy, and of course,
Yes, they start getting a bit dizzy
these
like
stories come out that didn't come up on the show. Did you hear a lot of these stories? Of course.
Yes.
I revelled on them, mate. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
I had the character Kenny Wilson next to me.
Oh, he's unbelievable. He's watching right now. You want to say hello to him?
Hello, Kenny. If he's listening,
Kenny bloody
love you,
Wilson.
Kenny.
We called him the Greek Scot, the Greek Scottish man.
Well, I reckon he's more Greek
The
than
great
Scottish,
Scot.
to be
He
honest.
is a great Scot, all right, yes. Now, before I get you on, I want to talk about, before I get Frothy on, now, this is very important. The presentation that Raleigh made, those photographs, my God, when he showed those photos, he put them together. It was like, he's taken us back, mate, my hair was sticking up like you wouldn't believe. Like, his memory is unbelievable. His memory, to be able to say these things from that, for how old is he now?
87.
My God, man. You need to, you know what you guys need to do? You need to interview him and just let him talk on his own. Let him say things about everything on his own. Because I tell you what, we need to get everything from this guy. This guy, as I said, he should be knighted. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Let's sign me up. Let's start a movement.
But how many photos did he give out? I mean, I couldn't believe this stuff. How many did he give out?
That he gave. He's so thoughtful. You know, and you can see why he was successful. He's a great people leader. Mate, he gave it to every one of the guests on the show.
Oh my God.
And as you know, for those of you who watched, he honoured Mackay's son.
Yes, I saw that.
And Malcolm Mackay is a very successful businessman now in his own right.
Yes.
He was an IBM executive. Now he's sort of in the IT profession, and he came up to Melbourne, from Melbourne to Sydney. He did not know that Raleigh sprung that on him on the show, and it was quite incredible. It was quite, very touching and heartfelt moment. And one of the pictures, if you look at that mural that that Raleigh gave to everybody, there's a picture of Mackay obviously scoring the wonder goal.
I saw
basically
that, yes.
In Hong Kong, and then he's back in. Jimmy's back in Australia, in Melbourne, arriving at the airport, and Malcolm, 4 years old, on his shoulders.
My God.
And the hairs, like to your point, the hairs on your back.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it was one of those moments. And,
this is where we need a museum.
Yes,
we do need one.
We need everything there.
We need a museum here, Spiro.
well, I can tell you now, having visited the great man Raleigh's home,
Yes.
it is a monument to the game.
Of course it is.
And there is, as you would have seen a snippet of it in that Mark Bosnich Raleigh interview.
Yep.
When Mark visited him, and we showed it on the show.
Yes.
But there is like 3 times as much memorabilia stored away in a warehouse.
Yes.
That has been unseen. People don't realise that we've got we are the true world game football code, and this great man of that generation, when only 16 teams qualified for the World Cup, he was one of 16 coaches, and up until recently, he and Mario Zagallo were the only ones alive from that generation.
My God.
Mario's now passed away, and so Raleigh is the torchbearer.
My God.
And people, to your point, people in Qatar, are using him as an ambassador for the World Cup.
And so they should. Of course they should.
And so we have this amazing global ambassador for the game on our doorstep. And he, to your point, he needs to be recognised.
Exactly. And Frothy, you've got something for Spiro.
Well, Arthur, sorry about that, Spiro. Now, I'll tell you what, I bang on all the time about a particular Socceroo generation, a squad for whatever would have been back then, maybe a 2, 3, 4 year period all these guys had together. Sorry, Spiro, they're laughing here. I don't know why they're laughing.
Here, man.
Now, I've got a few questions here. Now, I want to hear your opinion. Now, look, you are... Well, look, we're still in our 30s. I believe you're 50-something. So we don't really know the past, but we've done all our research. Now, I would have to think, I've dug all this up and I've done my homework, and I always say the 74 Socceroo squad is better than the golden generation. Is there any truth in that, Spiros?
Oh, Spiro, you got to be special. You got to be very careful.
Oh, gee, got to be very careful here. Look, I've got to try to play that. Look, if I played it with a straight bat, I'd have to say, obviously, comparing teams from different generations is always dangerous. So that's the political response. But
well, yes,
from a sentimental standpoint,
can you spell that, Harry?
I would have to go with a 74 team.
Yeah,
he's done
it. And because that team were a team of part-timers.
Yes.
They were not professionals.
Yes.
They basically played for the love of the game and for the glory for their country.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that the golden generation didn't have a similar motivation, but obviously they played in professional leagues.
Yes.
They benefited from all of the mistakes and the learnings of the guys before them, and they would acknowledge that.
Yes.
Whereas these guys in 1974 were complete trailblazers. They were the pioneers.
They were. Thank you for clearing that up, Arthur.
Now, there is something that...
The reason why I say... Now, shut up. Let me talk.
Here we go again.
I've got to get
I've got something very special for...
Well, hold on. We've got... now, so the reason why I've come up with this subject, Spiros... Sorry, is it Spiro or Spiros? Is with an S?
Spiro. It's
okay,
fine,
because I know of a Spiros with an S. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Because, look, I've had some emails during the week, and they think I'm going a bit silly that I'm... talking about a 74 team. Now, you're the man that knows a great game. You've just confirmed that. Now, I want to give you a clue. We've got a Manchester United great coming on soon. And I'm going to give you a clue.
What a name we got.
I'm drinking vodka with Red Bull. So he's either from Austria or he's from Russia. This player who played for Manchester United.
He's a bit of Russian, a bit of Ukraine.
Maybe Ukraine too.
We shouldn't be talking about those two countries at the moment either. Oh, God.
Yes.
Andre, you're not talking about the great flying right winger.
Here we go. Say the second
name.
name. Say the second name.
Oh, gee. Andre. Oh, my God. Konchelskis.
He's got it. He got him.
Now,
he's coming on.
Are you serious?
He's coming on. Yeah, he's coming on.
Now,
oh, my God.
You're not going to believe it.
That's incredible.
Wait till you hear him. Wait till you hear him.
Now, hold on a second. Did I talk to you
incredible.
today, or have I forgotten? Did we have a conversation this morning about this? Or I tell you what, I've had a few vodkas. Well, I gave it away. I said vodka, didn't I?
Of course you did.
Now, Spiros, before we go further on, we haven't got the great Jim Tsakenas on tonight. He had to pull out.
He pulled out, of course.
Yeah, he pulled out. And I want to give you a NSL A-League comparison. It's a father-son, this one. And I suppose, I suppose it would be an easy answer, but... different generation, different coaching, different players, different era, different diets and different this and that. Now, Alan Davidson or Jason Davidson?
Yep.
Who would you say is the better player?
Oh, gee. Obviously, Jason had a screamer. It was a screamer of a goal on Saturday night.
Saw that.
Yes, unfortunately he was, yes.
Yeah, well, look, I have to say, and again, I'm showing my bias here as an old fart, but
Alan.
I think Alan. Look, Alan's he was one of his generation, one of the top Socceroos of that team. So with a lot of caps. Yeah, and I don't think Jason would argue with that either.
No,
not apart
he
from,
wouldn't.
I think that's probably.
That's right.
And I'll tell you what,
I go that way.
The great man Alan, I was coaching many years ago. The team was called Laylor
FC.
No, they were
Soccer club.
Well, they were a team based of the Greek Macedonians, Harry. What are they called?
Yes, Preston Macedonia.
Not Preston. We're talking about anyway. It was a Laylor team,
Yeah.
and Alan was coaching the opposite team. Now, tell you what, if this man has not got a temper, I don't know who has. I mean, he has to go to anger management courses.
Mate.
Alan Davidson. I don't know what it was with him that day. He had a voice, Harry, like it was bigger than your bloody amplifier, Harry. It was bloody huge. I mean, the whole world could hear him. But listen, let me just say one thing.
Oh, he's back again.
Hold on.
He's back.
Sorry,
That crow's back again, mate. Shoot him.
We've got to throw the flies over
Sorry,
every
Spiro,
night.
that crow all the time. Spiro.
Now, I don't know if you know, I made a big prediction about 2 weeks ago, Harry.
Yes.
Spiro, so I said Victory are going to go all the way, and they're
like
halfway there.
I know they're halfway there.
And let me just say this. If Popper wins the triple, he's already won the FFA Cup. If he wins the toilet seat he wins the Shield, I would put him in the same boat as Ange Postecoglou.
There you go.
You think that's fair enough?
I think you've...
He is a great coach. He has taken his team and they are playing. This is a brand new team. They've had 5 minutes together and they are firing on all cylinders. Well, I'm impressed, and I hate the bastards. So that says a lot, doesn't it?
That's for another show, of course. Another
We
show.
can talk about that again.
Now,
Absolutely.
Spiro, the big coincidence that happened on Saturday.
Yes, it did.
To see James Johnson at that FFA Cup game.
Well,
To see
the
him at that
Australia
game and
Cup.
say that the
Come
Australia,
on.
and what a coincidence! That's the Australian football legacy on Friday, and the
Yes.
Sunday we had the brand new naming of the FFA Cup called the Australia Cup, which is that is a past competition.
I don't like the
before.
naming of it, Harry. It sounds stupid.
No, but that's
So we've got the England Cup or the Greek Cup.
Well, I mean, it's you've got to come.
It doesn't sound right.
It brings the game together, Spiro. Is that right?
It's already
I
together.
think so. I think so. Look, as I think it was Tony Henderson on the Australian Football Legacy last week who made the point that we had and actually it might have been the great Raleigh Russich before him as well in the earlier segment.
Yes.
We basically were the first football code, that had a national league.
Exactly, and it's true.
And it's one to be proud of. And
exactly.
we basically showed trailblaze for everybody else. And so I think it's appropriate that, we are a truly national code. And obviously, we've got very broad participation from a lot of clubs for what was called the FFA Cup. So I think Australia Cup, absolutely, given the evolution of the game, appropriate.
Let me tell you something right now. The shirts we got behind us and what we're wearing, and I'm wearing the 74 World Cup shirt, which is a replica right now, and that's amazing that we got Raleigh there on the Australian Football Legacy, and I'm wearing the top that they actually wore, a replica.
Amazing.
And wearing the Australian cricket hat too. How's that? That matches with it.
Now, and I'm wearing the top that I used to wear. I played for the reserves at Brisbane Lions, had a couple of games in the seniors, and brings me back to my youth days. It's the great Brisbane Lions team, and I believe you have a bit of a passion for Brisbane Roar too, Spiros. Is there any truth in that?
Only when Ange was the coach.
That's right.
Yes,
there you go.
I thought so.
Now,
Spiros, can I
yes,
get into...
yes.
Now, Spiros, you've obviously played at some particular level, I take it, have you?
Not a particularly good level.
Okay, well, what I'll do, I'll take one question out here. I'm going to go through my 30-second shot clock. So
here we go.
I'm going to leave out the question hardest opponent because you probably never had one. I mean, you said that, I suppose. And look, well, let's just go. We want to know a little bit more about Spiros here.
Let's do
now,
it. Let's do it.
Can you please start the clock, please? Bing. Thank you very much. Now here we go. Dogs or cats, Spiros?
Dogs.
A favourite movie?
Oh, gee, so many of them.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Well, maybe Rambo.
Yeah, I like The Godfather. Absolutely, the whole trilogy.
Well, now, stop the clock, Harry. Now, why is it every time? I reckon the last 3 times I've done the shot clock, I keep on saying The Godfather, and it's why? How can I read these people's mind, Harry? I say The Godfather, and they say The Godfather. And I've had bloody vodka tonight. So
and they call us the soccer psychos, don't you?
We are psychos.
It was either The Godfather or Scarface. I'm a big Al Pacino fan.
There you go.
Scarface,
done.
Start the clock, Harry.
It's on again. Hang on, man.
We done? Yep. Hold on.
That's the button.
That's the button. Now, how do you like your steak, Spiros? Or your souvlaki, maybe?
Mate, I don't like it mooing. I don't like blood, so I'd have to say medium to well.
Fair enough. Tea or coffee?
Definitely coffee.
Harry, how are we going for time?
Plenty of time.
Thank you. Best player of all time? He's probably going to say Maradona. You watch.
No. I would have to say, and this is a controversial one, I would say Zinedine Zidane.
Ooh, the Frenchman
stop
from
the clock.
The Frenchman from Morocco.
Well, Zidane. So you'd put Zidane ahead of Pele and George Best and Paul Trimboli and Harry Sunday and all these stars.
Yeah, me too, mate. That's right, mate.
If you ask me best, and this is a controversial, if the question was best player in Australia, I would say, and this is very, very my favourite Socceroo, Paul Wade.
Yes.
But best player, and the one that really got me excited about the game, Marshall Soper.
Mate, the elbows are good. That guy had great elbows there, Spiro.
Yeah, amazing elbows.
Oh,
amazing
fantastic.
elbows.
They were beautiful, actually.
No, absolutely. Okay, start the clock, Harry.
Okay,
please.
the kiss again.
Sorry about that.
We're on.
Spiros, we got young Brittany here, and she's blowing us kisses. Now, Twitter or Instagram for
Lucky
you, Spiros?
Lucky you.
Yes, lucky us. Yes, absolutely. Twitter or Instagram, what works for you?
Honestly, I'm not a fan of either.
Fair enough.
I'm not a big fan of social media.
Fair
but
enough.
Anyway.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Corona, not the beer, real or not real? Well, Corona beer is actually quite nice.
Definitely real.
It
definitely
is real.
real.
And were you one of the disco boys back in the 80s with a long mullet, or were you one of those into Triple M in the rock and roll music? Who were you? We just want to know more about your musical background.
This is a longer conversation. I did have a period of time where I had the mullet.
Yes, of course you did.
But I also was a roadie for a Billy Idol revival band, so I did appreciate heavy metal music. I did appreciate it. Not all of it, but some of it. So mix of stuff.
Mate, fantastic.
Well, Spiros, just to what happens is we run a clock. Now, you've gone to 29 seconds. Unfortunately, you don't qualify for our prize at the end of the year, which is the Great Brisbane Roar soccer ball here, mate. So sorry about that. Better luck next time.
That's a shame. What a shame.
It is a shame.
Before we finish, Spiro, with you, thank you for coming on last minute, because I tell you what,
it's a pleasure.
We really wanted to know, and we really want to know what is going to happen with the Australian football legacy. What is next? Because I know what's next in my mind.
What's next?
And people are
it's
controversial about the second division, but we'll leave that to another show.
The second
division. Look, guys, I don't want to. I want to keep some surprises, but I think you're on the right track. Let's just put it that way.
Definitely. There you go. Now,
well, put it this way, Spiros, after the show, you can give us a tingle and we'll have a bit of a chat off there. How's that?
Yeah, look forward to it, guys.
Definitely, Spiro. Now, we want to thank thank you and Harry Michaels and everyone who got on that show on Friday night, guys. We need to keep the game going in this country. We need to we need a big reconciliation of the game. We need to work together to make it the best game in the country.
Melbourne.
And don't worry about South Melbourne, mate. It's every team in the former NSL clubs. We want everybody back together again. Is that right, Spiro?
Absolutely. And thank you as well to our partners, Football Australia.
Yes,
Spiros,
for their great support.
Before you go,
we want we want to unite the game. Absolutely.
We do. And before you leave us tonight, now, am I drunk, or is it fair to say there's two teams in Australia, South Melbourne and the Great Roar? Is that fair?
Look,
you can say you're drunk. You can tell me
you're drunk. You're definitely drunk. I mean, I think
he's drunk,
as a Sydney side, I have a soft spot for Sydney FC and the Wanderers.
What about Olympic? Olympic?
Yeah, well,
definitely Olympic.
Yep.
Definitely Olympic. Yes,
I think Harry
definitely. And also Marconi. I love Marconi.
Of course.
Yes, a great
Well, Spiro, thank you once again for joining us, and congratulations on that fantastic, epic event that you guys had on Friday. And we're looking forward to talking to you once again with Harry. Thank you very much, Spiro.
Thanks for inviting me back on, and thank you for your great support, guys. All the best.
Thank you very much, Spiro. Thank you, Spiro. Guys, that is the producer of the Australian Football Legacy that was on Friday night. Don't forget, you can see it on our site.
And I've said it twice, thank you.
Twice. If you scroll up on our site, you will find it on there.
Yes.
And you can see it as well. My God, man, you want to check out the Riley Rassage, those fantastic things that he had together.
Now, listen up. Listen up.
Yes.
Now, move over, Bozza. Move over Eric Cantona.
Did you hear about that?
Move over Ferguson. Move over Beckham. Move over Scholes, because we have got the great man.
I can't believe how we find this bloke.
Now, we can just say this. He lives in Melbourne. I know where he lives, but I won't.
I can't believe how we found him. I don't even know how we found him.
Well, I found him. You know, I have contacts. People might laugh, but you know, I come up with these players. And was I responsible for Craig Johnson, or were you? I can't remember.
I had Craig Johnson.
You
I
had
found
Craig
him.
Johnson.
Yes.
I'll give you that. But well, look, are we ready to call the great man?
We're going to call the great man. Yes, we are.
Let's have a look.
Let me just say right now, everyone listening out there, please, if you're a Manchester United fan, please ask some questions. If you're a Manchester person, please ask him, because we're never going to get this guy back on again. He's very quiet. He's relaxed. He lives in Australia now.
He's a very humble man.
There's a lot of big superstars that live in Australia.
Yes, and
lot of big. One in WA I forgot right now too.
And you know that I know that too, don't you?
In WA, there's a big name there too. We'll try and get him as well. Do you know who is it again?
Well, we won't say who it is. We'll reveal that when we actually book him on the show.
Unbelievable, man.
And,
I can't believe this.
Now, you haven't spoken to the great man.
No, I haven't spoken to him at all. No.
He's very shy. So, look, he's not going to be like us, but we can take it easy with him. We can ask him all the questions about Fergie and Beckham and Cantona and Stanley Matthews and Pele.
Oh, don't worry about
well, we can hit him with all the questions, I suppose. And
who's this bloke? Batistuta. It's always this bloke, Mr. Holiday on holidays.
Batistuta.
Gabriel Batistuta lives in Perth, guys. We're going to try and get him.
Now,
We're going to
why
try and
did
get
you
him.
reveal that for?
Well, he did. He told everybody online.
Well, how does he know that?
He knows that. He knows it all.
He must be on holidays.
I better get this bloke on because we've got to talk, mate. We got Mr. MPL coming on after this bloke. We're going for about 15 minutes. That's about it, guys.
MPL, yes,
he won't talk much, but we'll get him for you.
He's a shy man.
Here we go. Let's go.
Some of us have got. We're able to talk freely, but let's hope he's had a couple of vodkas tonight, and we'll see what we can get out of him.
Is that Andre Konchelskis, please? Is that you?
Hey, champions. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
He's a great man, I can confirm that.
You, Mr. Konchelskis, you played at Manchester United, is that right?
Yes, I have, yeah.
So, where did you start? Of course, you came from the Ukraine, Russia.
Yes.
I don't know. This is the thing about...
Yeah, well, my career started in Ukraine. Yes, that's right. I used to play for Dynamo Kiev first, then Shakhtar Donetsk.
Ooh.
Another good team from Ukraine. Then we moved to England. Yes, Manchester United was first team in England. Then was Everton.
Yes.
Yeah, well, there was Manchester City, another great team from Manchester.
Yes, the great Manchester team.
Any questions? I'm lost.
Well,
I'm
look,
lost.
we're a little bit nervous,
So,
Andre.
who is better for, what do you think, guys, Manchester or City?
Well, back
My
then, I
question.
suppose,
Manchester was bigger in those days.
Manchester United was bigger. I think it's the last
At
5
those
years.
days, Manchester was bigger, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but right now, at the minute, I suppose Manchester City's a much better team these days, aren't they, Harry?
Of course.
Yeah, obviously. Now it's Manchester City because they bought, the team is now belongs to these Arab guys, you know?
That's right, yep. And
Yeah.
now, tell us, you know, well, I won't say. Now, apparently you live in Melbourne. Is that true, Andre?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay, you don't have to tell us a suburb, and I'm quite
I
sure you
went
don't live
all
too
the
many
way
people about
from
this.
Great Britain to Australia now. Yeah,
My God.
I live in Melbourne.
How long have you been in Melbourne for? Well, Australia.
Since 2008. And all
2008.
this time when I was playing in England, I was dreaming to become a security guard.
A
And
security
moved to
guard.
Australia. Yes, that's right.
Well. So,
Yeah.
well, I heard security guards are on good money these days. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. Much better than in EPL, you know. So
So you are
I like
actually...
it. He's got a character.
You are actually working. You are actually working now still as someone different in this country. So it's amazing.
yeah, it is. Yeah, you imagine. Yeah.
And can you tell us,
Do you know
Andre?
any great soccer player who became security guard after his career?
Well,
I don't think so.
Well, you're talking to one here. I wouldn't say I was a great soccer player, but I was all right, I suppose. Well, look, it's not about me. It's about you. Now, we believe that you are on some very, very good money at Manchester United. You don't have to tell us how much, but apparently you want some big dollars there. Is that true?
That's a secret, mate. Of
well,
course,
sorry about
it
that.
was a good money, but not. You can't compare this security money. You know what
No.
you receive.
Absolutely. So,
That,
so you run the security. Are you the boss of the security company? Or do you work for one these days? What do you do?
no, I'm not a boss actually. No.
Oh.
I'm just a regular worker.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
fair enough. And so, how's Russian soccer these days? How do you rate it? Is it as good as the La
Well-
Liga or the Serie A or the Premier League?
No. Before there used to be a good soccer country. During Soviet time, I'm telling you. But after collapsing of the Soviet country,
Yes.
they've got 15 independent countries now. So Russia is one of the best among them, of course, and, along with Ukraine, maybe Belarus a little bit.
Yes.
Georgia is not doing bad. Yeah, it's a good country as well in soccer.
Yes.
Yeah, so Russia is doing good. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, not as good as top 5 countries: England, Italy, Spain, France, and maybe Holland, Portugal, of course. But
And
yeah,
Australia, maybe?
I would say, yeah, Australia is not doing bad as well. Yeah.
Yes. And tell us, Andre, have you ever coached any teams? Are you looking to coach anywhere? What do you do after your job?
I am dreaming to become a coach as well. Yes.
Well, Harry,
that's
can we
my
put it out
second
there?
dream.
So
Yeah.
everyone listening right now, please, guys, this is another gentleman who's living in this country, who's a former player. In the end, well, we're talking about the Premier League, and we're talking
match,
some.
yeah.
And there's a lot of these guys out here. There's a lot of these guys
Yes.
here. Gabriel Batistuta is in Perth. Couldn't we
Yes.
use him in the Socceroos as an assistant or something as well? Batistuta's here in Perth.
He was French, was he?
No, Batistuta. We're talking about we're talking about
Batistuta?
a World Cup winner from Argentina. What are you talking about, man?
Batistuta sounds like a pizza.
What a joke.
Well, okay, now with yourself, you got any children that played the game at all, Andre? You married?
No.
What's the go these days with you?
No, I'm planning, of course, to, but I had some family problems before, so, now I'm dreaming to create a family as well.
Well,
So,
that's fair
yeah.
enough. You're only 62, I suppose. How old are you these days, Andre?
I'm 72.
72, and
you
you
are
want to start a family?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I'll give you credit for that. 72. So you'll be 96 when your son will be playing in the A-League.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's better than nothing,
maybe.
Harry. Absolutely.
Well,
better than nothing.
I'm just amazed that you've actually you've come to Australia. You're living here.
Yes.
You're a former Manchester United player. You're involved in security. I'm sure that you are an owner of the security firm.
I think he owns a security
security
company.
firm.
I think he's having a go at it.
He owns a security firm, and that's the thing. So to have a gentleman like you coming to Australia incognito,
Yes.
which means very quiet. Like I know, we know a lot of stars that have come out to Australia and
Thank
are living.
you very much.
They're living here right now, as we said. Gabriel Batistuta's in
Yes.
Perth. You're here in Melbourne.
Yes.
Is it that you the players come here
Must
because
be the weather.
they want to? That's the weather, and of course you've come here because it's much lot quieter and people don't recognise you. Is that right? The amount of kids that walk up to you playing in
Well,
Manchester, you're being attacked by everyone there to get autographs.
Yeah, you're right there, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a quiet country in all understandings.
Yep.
And it's a great country to live, I would say. So that's
Yep.
why all these stars are coming here.
Yes.
Not for playing, but for living, probably.
And that's why Ronaldinho wanted to come here too.
Ronaldinho?
He wanted to come here and play.
Ronaldinho,
He wanted to come here and play as well and retire, but he couldn't stay.
Yes. Ronaldinho's
okay.
Sergi. It's not Sergi. It's Sergi Bubka. Who are we talking to?
They're talking about
Sorry,
Andre.
He's a pole vaulter. He was
That's
in
right,
the Russian
yes.
Olympics back then.
That's right.
When
That's right.
Gorbachev was in charge. Remember
That's right.
Gorbachev, Harry?
Yes.
Now,
Wait,
well,
yeah.
Yep, go on. We're listening.
So you just find out you're talking to Sergei Bubka or with Andrei Konchelskis?
Well,
you don't know. Are you guys drunk there or something?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm having a can. I don't know if you're watching the show, but I've mixed a bit of vodka in my Red Bull.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
that's why. Because I'm Sergei Bubka actually. I'm not Andrei
Here you
go. Now, hold
Konchelskis
on.
or somebody. I'm not. I don't know what are you talking about.
Now, the great Andre's playing games with me.
Playing with us.
Well, you know what? I think Andre here is qualified to come in on the show and be part of the
We're
team.
going to bring him here one day soon, guys.
We're going to have to bring him
so
into the
you
studio.
guys,
We'll get
you
the
got,
vodka
you
bottle
guys,
out.
you guys outside and listening right now
Yes.
on the camera here.
Yes.
We're going to bring him here one day.
Yes.
We're going to bring him in here. We're going to show you the photographs, all
Yes.
the jumpers, all the shirts, all that stuff, his ID and everything.
Yes.
So you guys can understand he's living in Melbourne, so you guys can get it. How's that? So,
And when he comes in, we can all sing the song "Back in the USSR."
oh yeah, that's a
Who
bit.
sang that?
Beatles, Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. We can sing the Russian song and we can do the Russian dance as well.
We'll bring him in a couple of weeks. We'll get all the shirts ready. We'll get him to
Absolutely.
wear them.
Yeah.
Show you all the shirts and everything. Okay, guys, that's the thing.
I
So
will
yes,
be waiting for your shirt then.
definitely.
And now, Sergi, sorry about that, Sergi. Andre, who is the best player you've ever seen? Now we're going to take
The
this.
best player I've ever seen,
You
soccer
played with,
player.
I bet you would say Cantona. You played with Cantona. We know that.
Oh, don't know about Kent.
Yeah, well, the best player I've ever seen probably would be Diego Maradona.
My
I
God.
would say.
Yes, I thought
Yeah.
he'd say that.
Yes.
Coming from that generation. Yeah, but
Yeah, I was still very, very young. I was a kid when he was playing. Yeah,
Yes.
but I
Well,
remember
yes.
his great goal with to England in 1986.
yes, the
in
hand of God.
quarterfinal
Was it?
when he. Yeah. You remember that? Yeah.
Yes, and I've always said, Andre, I've always said that Leo Messi, for me, is the greatest Argentinian player.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I agree with you. He's a great player, but
Another
it's
man agrees with me. You see. There you
well,
go.
for me, Maradona is the top one. But
Well, that's fair
Messi
enough.
is Ronaldo, Messi, yeah, Zinedine Zidane,
Yes. And George
Yeah.
Best. Do you remember George Best?
George Best. Yeah, I know who is George Best, but unfortunately, I didn't see his play.
Well, it's funny, you know.
Yeah.
His name was George Best, but he wasn't the best soccer player of all time. Now, Harry, my offsider,
Ah.
he claims that George Best is the best ever
He
player.
he was one of the best.
He
George
was one of
Best
the
was
best.
one of the best, I would say. Yeah.
Along with Ferenc Puskas. You remember Ferenc Puskas,
Everyone in
Andre?
Europe
Ferenc
knows.
Puskás was playing in the early 50s or 60s.
Yes.
Beginning of 60s. Yeah, he
That's
was
right.
very old. He's very old. Yeah.
Another great player. Well, I'll tell you what.
Very great.
Yes,
Great
yes.
player, I agree.
And
Yeah.
now, listen, since you own this, well, you don't have to tell us which security company you own. I'm actually looking for a job. You reckon he can possibly give me a job? Somewhere?
You got his number now anyway.
Since you're the boss, maybe you can
Yeah,
give me a
well-
job. Do you think we can talk after?
You better ask to your neighbor right there. He's a security guard, maybe, I think, or not. I'm not sure, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
well, he is that. You know that. We spoke this
Because
morning.
once I've seen him a couple of times walking somewhere around Miami. So, yeah.
What, my neighbour?
You know,
He knows your neighbour.
which one is talking?
Oh, well, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's the one. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay,
the one
okay.
who's a security guard, maybe.
I think Andre's playing games with me, Harry.
we're going to let you go, Andre. We'd love to. We're stuck on time. We've got to put Mr. MPL on.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the game in this country as well.
The Victorian Premier
We
League.
want to get you into the studio with your shirts, your
Yes.
ID, and everything. Are you happy to do that?
Wow. Yeah, maybe we'll do it once. We'll see.
We'll do it one day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the great time with you guys.
And before you go,
You have a
Sergi,
great evening.
before,
Sorry?
before you go, do you follow a team in the A-League? And please don't say Melbourne Victory.
It would be probably Melbourne Victory. You are right. Why not?
Well, there you go. My nightmares come true. So,
Yeah, so-
well, it looks like the Victory are going to win everything this year. So,
We are Melbournians. We have to pick up Melbourne Victory
I
or the
suppose he's
other one.
right. He's absolutely
Mate,
smart.
the guy, he's been here for a few years, and we didn't even know he was in this country. I can't
Well,
believe it.
I found out last week that the great Konchelskis is in Melbourne, and
Can't believe it.
now I know
Cannot
he won't admit this, but I know he owns a security company, and I'm not going to say which security company it is,
Don't say anything.
because what they'll do then, they'll storm the office. Apparently, the security company he owns, Harry. Apparently, they are in South Melbourne. Now,
Yes.
if I say the name,
Don't say no more.
you're going to get paparazzi down there. You're going to get
I
the
know.
Dynamo Kiev supporters down there. You're going to get the Manchester United supporters down there. And they're going to burn the bloody building down. So we'll try and keep that secret. We won't say where you work, but Andre, it was a pleasure talking to you.
It
Absolute
was a very pleasure. We'll
Yeah.
get you in the studio.
Thank
We'll
you
talk
so
to you
much,
about.
guys.
We'll talk to you about very shortly about getting in the studio. Okay?
Thank you very much, Sergi.
Thanks, guys.
Spasibo,
Thank you.
spasibo.
Pasibos, what does that mean?
Have a good one, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming and joining us.
Bye-bye.
Guys.
Pasibos. Oh, that
You
sounds
believe,
Spanish.
you believe how many players, as I said to you before, and everyone out there, you may think that we're joking, but we're going to have him in the
Well-
studio with his shirt. If you can show us a picture, and we'll match it with his face. No problem. We'll bring him in
Yes,
here.
yes, we'll do
We
that.
know who he is. We're not kidding. He lives in this
Well,
country. He lives in Melbourne. We found
he-
out about this.
He lives in Melbourne.
He's low profile. He's got a big security company. We're not
Yes.
going to say which one it is, and we're
He's,
going to bring him in the studio, and we're going to show you his face and his posters.
He's
How's
a
that?
humble man. He's a
I can't believe it, we
he's
found
a
this
shy
bloke.
man. And the reason why it's true, Harry,
And there's one guy we've been looking for too at Star here, played for Liverpool as well.
not Harry Kuehl, is it?
No, Harry, we could get him on
Well,
shortly.
we've had Craig Johnson on.
Oh, we got Craig Johnson,
Yes.
but
And John Kuzmina.
Someone during the 70s, 1978, he came to Australia, a big profile.
Oh,
Liverpool
John
bloke.
Toshak.
No. Alan Evans. We are looking for Alan Evans, former another star that came here. He
Yes.
lives in Melbourne.
He lives
We
in
want
Melbourne,
to
yes.
talk to him. We want him on the show. Alan Evans also played for South Melbourne with Georgie Campbell. So we're talking a really high-profile player during the 70s
Well,
that played for Liverpool. We want him
Plays
here.
for Liverpool and
there's a lot of these guys here that you guys don't know that they're here.
Yes,
They're
yes.
keeping low profiles. That's the problem with this. And Gabriel Batistuta in Perth, I can't believe it.
Batistuta, yes. Now he's an Argentine, was he? Or was
Yes,
he,
he's an Argentine, all right.
Uruguay. I can't remember.
No, he's an
this guy.
Argentine. He won the
He's
World
an-
Cup with bloody, you know what I'm talking about.
With Mario Kempes, wasn't it?
No, you're going back further, 78, mate.
78.
Bam.
Oh, bugger it. Now, tell you what. Who we got on there?
I have a big beef.
He had a big beef.
I will need some big beef here right now.
Well, who
I
said
can
that?
tell
John
you.
says.
I can tell you right now.
What are you
when
gonna
we
tell us
get
right
Mr.
now?
MPL on first, I want to talk to him about this, and everyone out there who wants to bag the Socceroos, who wants to bag Graham Arnold, can bag him as much as you like. Whatever you want to do, you say what you want.
Well, let me be frank.
But this is what we got. That's
Well-
what we got, and we have to work with it now. Is that right? That is it. Done. Finished.
Look.
Scream as much as you like. Everybody on this week on our site was abusive towards people,
Yes.
abusive towards some
Thank you
certain
very
gentleman
much.
in Sydney, and
Yes.
abusing Arnold's this, Arnold's that. Ange Postecoglou was better. Excuse me.
Well, that's
Ange
right.
is out of the picture.
Well,
out
it
of the
doesn't
picture.
matter.
We have this coach. Work with this
Angelo
coach.
Postecoglou
Work with
He's
this
better
coach.
than Benedict Arnold.
Excuse me, don't talk about that. But let me
Yes.
tell you right now.
It is a
Work
fact.
with what we have. If that's what we got, that's
Yes.
it. You
Well-
can't nothing about this.
No.
Unless you want to bring Bertman van Marwijk back from Holland.
Yes.
If you want to do that.
Or maybe Clive Palmer. But
Oh,
look,
no.
Look, I've always said it. At the end of the day, the Socceroos have got a chance to qualify. They're not
They're
out
still-
yet.
They're not out yet.
Mathematically, they can make it. Of
course they can. They've
But
got
I'll
in
tell
two
you
games.
something right now.
By a lot of goals.
They won't make it.
Here we go again.
Well, they won't make it because...
Once again, we are negative.
Well, it's not negative. I'm just stating a fact. I don't think they'll
Stop.
make the World Cup.
And let me say, stop the abusiveness
It is the
about
truth.
the Socceroos and their coach. That's what we've got. We
Well,
can't work with anybody else.
The Socceroos coach, I
Get
think it's
behind
about
them,
time
please.
he chucked in his resignation and let someone else pop up. The great man who coaches the Matildas. Now, you bang on about that all the time. The guy that sings
Good-
on the sideline.
Excuse me, let me tell you about Tony
Tony Gustafsson, what's his bloody own?
He's a bloody good coach.
Well, why don't they put him in the Socceroos? Why
Well,
doesn't
should
he
be an
take over?
assistant coach probably.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Now, Harry,
Mr. MPL's coming on, guys, right now.
is there any truth in this? If the Socceroos don't qualify for the World Cup, Benedict Arnold
Answer
out?
your funny sister's coming on.
Hi, hey,
Mr.
Hey!
MPL, welcome, Mr. MPL, to Footballers. How are you, sir?
what's
Now,
happening?
now, Gavin,
How are we, mate? I'm live from Ukraine, mate.
where are you?
You're in Ukraine.
Where are you?
He's in Ukraine, I think he said.
He's not in the Ukraine.
Mate,
Now, Gavin,
Ukraine, yeah. I've come over to help out the Ukrainians, mate, with the Russians on the border and stuff.
oh,
Give
can
me
you
a
imagine?
hand.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, Ukraine. A friend of mine had a business where he used to hire cranes, and it was called Ukraine.
Right. I like it properly.
Yes,
Look at you all, mate.
Absolutely
Ukraine,
amazing.
mate.
The
I
Ukraine,
love it.
Ukraine.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Did it come with like machine guns and
I-
bloody bazookas
Now, Gavin-
and anti-tank guns and mines and
Yes.
shit? Because we need some over here, mate.
well,
Gavin-
I know you had a laugh about that, but if you Google it, there is a company called Ukraine,
It's true. It's true.
Okay.
It's true. It's
I
true.
I
I've
like
seen
it
it.
properly. I
and it
like
also sounds like a joke, doesn't it?
Okay,
Now-
like, be like Andre who rang up before, mate. He was a bit of a joke, wasn't he?
No,
A
no.
very, very
Gavin,
humble man.
Gavin.
he's a great man.
We will bring him on the show.
Yes.
People
You're
don't
gonna
believe
drive
who
in
he
the
is.
studio.
We're going to bring him in the studio. People don't believe this. Well, we'll bring him in the studio. There's no problem. I have no problem with that. We're going to show his ID and everything.
Well,
Okay.
Gavin, there are people in this country that you guys don't know
Batistuta.
that are living
I
these
understand that, Harry.
big name
Yes.
soccer stars who are living in
Yes.
this country that want to be low profile and don't want to be in their countries
Yes.
because they're actually being chased for something. Maybe I know what it is. You know,
Like interviews on your show, maybe, mate.
don't
Exactly.
know,
I
I'm
understand
not-
what you're saying.
I'm saying they want to be low profile, so they
Yes.
come to this country. That's what happens.
And Gav,
I understand, mate. Well, mate, I'm in Kiev at the moment. I'm trying to keep a bit of a low profile.
Are you having some
Gav,
Trying
can
to
you
get
hear
away
me?
from the Russians,
Chick-
mate.
chick-
They're
chicken-
looking for me.
chicken Kiev? Huh?
Gav, can you hear me?
Don't.
We have another low-profile player who lives in Melbourne. He's sitting to
Uh-huh.
my left, Harry Sunday.
That's right. Yes. Now, Gavin, we have to speak. Gavin, I'm going to say.
Harry was a ball boy in
Hang on,
1978.
hang on,
I'm gonna give him-
I just thought it was interesting. That's all. Just I don't know,
We're going to
mate.
bring
Like-
him. We'll bring him on. We'll bring him on. There's no problem.
Okay,
we'll bring him
great.
on.
Yeah, great.
Oh,
No problem.
we'll bring
mate.
him on. You'll see what's going on here. You'll see what's happening in this country. A lot of
Stephen
former.
Holiday's
Harry, Stephen Holiday agrees you anyway, mate. He reckons a lot
you'd be
of
surprised.
ex-European pros who live in Australia.
There's a lot of them.
He's with you.
There's a lot of
Steve's
them.
with you.
A lot of them live here that you guys don't know out there. A
Thank
lot
you
of them
very
do.
much.
You got no idea.
And I
They
found
settle
the
here.
great man today, Sergi.
I can't believe he found. I can't believe he found
Sergi,
him.
who's his properties?
Sergi
Who's-
Bubka. He was a great pole vaulter back in
another-
1972, apparently.
Now, Gavin,
Okay.
Gavin,
He was.
Yeah.
Now, shut up. Let me talk.
Oh, this is-
Now, Sergi Bubka.
Let him talk, Harry.
Yeah, let Frothy talk for once in your bloody life.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I'm
He's
going
on
to
the
take
Red
off the
Bulls.
bloody headphones and I'm going to bloody resign. I'll do a show with Gav. Now, money,
He's on the Red Bulls. Give him a chance, Harry.
Well,
Come on,
Red,
mate.
Red Bull and vodka. Yes, Red Bull and vodka. Now, I don't know if you know this, Gav. Sergi Bubka was he was a pole vaulter, right?
Yeah, I know. I've heard of him before. Yeah.
Yes, and he was in the day where Caitlyn Jenner, who used to be called Peter Jenner, whatever his name was, and they were both pole vaulters. Get it?
I know where the pole went. I know where the pole went.
I just made that up. But
That's it, yeah.
excuse me, I've had a bit of vodka tonight. So.
I think he was from
Gavin.
Ukraine, wasn't he?
Gavin,
Yes, he was. Yes.
I want to
He's
speak to you.
Ukrainian, mate. Andre Konchelskis, mate. They love me over here, mate. Ukraine, I love it. It's great. Fantastic place.
Gavin,
Big cold.
I want to mention something to you that happened during the week on our site.
Ooh.
Now,
Who
there's
got married?
a gentleman on there who was actually abusive towards
Yes, he
about
was.
the NSL clubs.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And I was
yeah.
a bit disgusted with that guy.
Yes.
He was
Disgusted,
actually
yes, Harry, yep.
actually trying to raise people's mentality to go crazy and swear
Yes.
and whatever.
And
me
Harry's
tell
gone
you-
crazy over that, Gav.
But let
He
me
was
tell
trying to
you.
create a bit of controversy, Harry, was he?
Now, everybody got stuck into him, and I'm happy about that. But if we had anybody, and right now, and I will
It's
tell
the
people,
internet, mate. That's what happens on the internet. People have different opinions.
and
Like
yes,
in life.
but let me say that Facebook now,
Yes.
if anyone swears one little word, we're in a
Yes.
bit of trouble here because that's what's
One
been going
word.
on. We know what's happening with Facebook. People have been kicked off for 6 days, 3 days, 4 days. This is what we're
Shit,
going
is
to
that
be
a swear word in
Well,
Facebook,
I'm
Harry,
not
or
going to
what?
talk about that. I won't
Well,
talk
Gav,
about that.
just be careful. Don't say the word fuck. Oh, sorry about that. I mean, sorry
Now,
about the
now
F
we get
word.
one
Sorry about
complaint.
that.
We'll be at 4 days on.
We'll beat that. We'll beat that out. Sorry
But let
about
me
that.
say, Gavin,
Well, everybody's had one,
yeah.
Harry, I suppose.
No, this is very serious now, and
listening.
apparently
Sorry, I'm
a
listening,
lot
mate.
of
Let's
people,
get serious.
a lot of people have been abusing the Socceroos.
They have been, and I
Yes.
don't blame them.
And I know a friend of ours from Sydney has been
Yes.
he's been sticking up for the Socceroos. We're very happy with him to do that. Jack, we're very happy.
And Nicholas
We
Roussos
want
as
to
well.
come
He's been
toge-
sticking up for him.
We want to come together as one group, just like Spiro Pappas said, to reunite
Pappas,
the game.
Yes.
Yep,
What we
I like
have,
it, yep.
this is what we have. We've got the Socceroos.
Yes.
We've got Benedict. We want to call him Benedict Arnold. That's fine.
Got Benedict.
Second-hand coach.
That's
Got
what
Jimmy
we've-
Johnson.
Jimmy
that's-
Johnson.
That's what we've got. There's
Yes.
nothing else. Put up and shut up and let them bloody qualify. That's it. Get behind them.
Well, they won't
Yep.
qualify, Harry. They
we
won't
go
Great,
again.
I'm with you,
qualify.
Harry. Mate, I think we're going to qualify. I think we're going to win the next 2 games. We're going to qualify on goal difference. And if we
Well-
don't, we'll go into the playoff.
That's right.
We'll have a third place team in the other bloody group.
Yes.
And then we'll go on and play fifth place South American team in a one-off game.
That's right.
In Qatar. It's going to be like a grand final, mate.
Yes.
And if we get that far, I reckon we're going to win. I really do.
Win what?
One game.
The World
90
Cup.
minutes.
There's
To
no,
decide if we're going to qualify.
there's no
Not
2
two
games.
legs, Froffies.
There's one game now. Only one game.
game.
That's
a grand
right.
final, mate.
And that's before the World Cup, isn't it? That's what they're doing.
Now, hold on, Gav. Hold on. You said a couple of weeks ago that we're going to beat Oman and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And now it hasn't worked. So now what you're telling me,
Oh, we didn't lose.
they're
did
going to
we?
go
Did we
all the
lose?
way
Did we
and
lose?
they're going to
I'm
hold
all
up the
in,
World
Froffies.
Cup. What do you? I think Gav's smoking.
I'm all in,
some
mate.
grass
I'm
tonight.
all in. The volume's high, Froffies.
Well, all right. Is it fair to say this? If they don't make the World Cup, is it time for Benedict to exit the building?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Harry.
I tell you what right now
Yes,
too.
tell us
and
right
I'd
now.
like to bring Bert Van Marwick back
Yes.
to coach the Socceroos.
No, we've got to go Australian.
We've got to go
for me.
Popovic, I
And
think.
maybe
Popper.
Mate, yeah, I think Proppy's mate from McVictory, mate. McClowns.
Yes,
I think
yes,
maybe
yes.
we could maybe look at him or something. Maybe I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like it's a hard one because there's not massive candidates out there who are Australian
There
for the
isn't.
job. You know,
Oh, you
Kevin Muscat, mate. No thanks.
No,
Popovich.
no, mate.
Who else we got? Who else could be
What about
a
Andy
legitimate
Harper?
candidate for the job?
Look, let me tell you
John
something.
Kuzmina.
No, hang on.
Andy Harper.
Ange, if Ange
Why not, mate? Yeah.
Postecoglou is asked nicely, He may come back. As a kid.
Why would he want to from Harry? He's top of the table. He won the league.
Well,
when Celtic's flying, mate. Why would he want to come back? Next stop, we're going to be European champions for the second time, mate.
Let me tell you.
That's what Andrew's looking forward to, mate. That's what Andrew's trying to do.
Hang on.
Let Gav talk, for heaven's sake.
Let me hang on for a sec, mate. We've got a guy here who's our sponsor. Our sponsor, David Bennett, said, Ange, bring Ange back. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, David. Ange's got a job to do, mate. He's on a mission, mate.
Well, Gav.
He's on a mission at Celtic to make us one of the greatest teams the world's ever seen.
Well, can I just say this, Gav? You are right. Ange Postecoglou is currently in charge of the 499th best team in the world. Now, why would he want to leave that team?
Gavin, I thought I was bad, Gavin.
Now, hold on. I mean, really. I mean, look, absolutely full credit to the guy. He's done wonders. And I said it before, Gav. I don't know whether you heard. I predicted last year the victory would come last, and I predicted this year that they'll come first. And I'm predicting if they take the toilet seat and the shield, Popper will be a legend coach because he has taken his team. They've only had 5 minutes to get Harry, and they are firing on all cylinders. Now, they've had some lucky breaks. They've had some lucky goals, a few controversial decisions that have gone their way. But at the end of the day, they were shocking last year, which I said,
agree.
and it happened. And somehow they are up there, and full credit to Popper. They recruited well this year.
They did.
They usually do, but last year they recruited not well at all. But and I said it, Harry, before the start of the A-League, I said they picked up 5-6 players. That's half a team.
And they did.
And they're pretty much all Socceroos. So
they are.
That's why they are where they are, which I am not happy about it because my bloody team, guess where they are? They're bloody second last, the Great Britain.
Well, right now we've got an offer as a coach.
Well, that was the first, as you know, Froppy, that was the first A-League game I watched for a long time last night, you know what I mean? On Saturday night, FA Cup final. And it was a good game. But Victory are very structured, not really free-flowing for me. They don't create a lot of opportunities.
Yes.
They don't really push forward in numbers. They want to sit, they want to hold their position, and then they want to keep possession and then try and overwhelm the opposition with just constant possession and movement where they're not going to really, push forward and really create a lot for me, like what I've seen in that style of play. But I thought it was a good game. It was enjoyable. Central Coast didn't offer much going forward either, but it was a good atmosphere. It was a good game. Some good goals.
Great goals too. These were Premier League
Chris
goals.
Conami's goals were nice goals. Lovely little work on the left-hand side. Great ball up that left-hand side, and then he cuts back inside.
Timed
and
it
finishes
very
beautifully.
well. Absolutely.
And guess who coached him? Guess who coached him?
Who coached who?
Chris Economides. Guess who coached him as a junior?
Probably Peter Economides, his old man.
No, he didn't. It was Victor Fernandez from Sydney. Remember Victor?
Victor
Is he
Fernandez
a
from
Sydney? Is he a New South Wales kid? Chris Economides? Or where's he from?
Yes, he is from New South Wales.
He's
That's
from
right.
New South, I think, yes.
We've had Victor on the show a few times, and
So he's a Sydney Greek, mate. He's a Sydney Greek, is what you're saying, Harry.
That's right, exactly. That's right.
Wow, Economides, is that Greek, is it?
Here we go again.
He's South African, isn't he?
Now, Gavin, let me tell you about the Socceroos once more.
Did you watch the game on Wednesday night?
I should have won the game.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't think. Well, look, why am I? Well, hold on, you guys. I mean, this isn't negativity. I just don't think they're going to make the World Cup. Now, why can't I say that?
Fair enough.
I don't think that's
your opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion.
We're not that good. This has been on the cards for 4 years for me. The squad has been getting worse and worse and worse. Players are playing at a lower level.
Thank you.
There are no real players coming through the A-League. It's only been the last 12 months that we've had a couple of young blokes come into the Socceroos squad. We're at our lowest level as in talent-wise, I think, for over 25 years, 30 years. And this is a result of what the A-League has done by not producing players in the last 10 years.
You're spot on, Gav. Absolutely.
Getting back to what Harry was talking earlier about people writing stuff on the Facebook page and stuff. I've seen someone writing on there about, it's the NPL's fault. The NPL bloody charge all these players
to do with them.
$1,000, $2,000 a year to play, and that's why we're not developing players.
It's got nothing to do with
it.
Yes,
exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that is ridiculous, mate. Not one player in the last 17 years has come from state league football and represented Australia. Not one has directly from state league football and into the Socceroos. Never happened. Not one. They go from the state league to these A-League youth teams that are meaningless, that don't play in proper competitive games. The youth league is a joke in this country when it comes to the A-League. And then they never get an opportunity in the senior level because You got blokes on their 6th and 7th club. You got these foreigners who are useless, who are no good, who are on $600,000-$700,000 a year, and you've got like 10 clubs or 12 clubs. What have
Yes,
you got in the A-League?
we know that very well.
And that's the situation we find ourselves in. That's why we're not producing the players to play at the Socceroos at the level we want. And as well, I forgot to mention as well, as I said to Proffies on Saturday night, a lot of these A-League blokes, they're comfortable, mate. They're happy making their $200,000-300,000 a year.
We do know
they're
that.
not interested in going to Europe and taking a risk and trying to progress their careers because they're happy on what they're doing in Australia and they're comfortable and they think they've made it. They think they're real footballers, mate, and they're not, mate. They play in the A-League, mate.
No, that's right.
The real football,
Staying-
mate. You're playing Europe. You're playing the top league in Europe.
Look, this is-
when any
Well,
cause you
it's
have
an
a real footballer.
achievement, Gav. I mean, we've got to give them credit. I mean, you can play at any league, like, the top flight in any country. It's still an achievement. We all know that the A-League isn't as good as the La Liga, but you still have to be a very, very good player to play in the A-League as well.
Yeah, we look.
Agree.
let me-
Like you have to be a good player to play in the NPL, but it's not the level you want. When you're a kid, you don't dream about I want to play in the NPL. I want to play in the A League. You dream about I want to go to Europe. I want to play in one of the top leagues in Europe, and I want to be the best player I could possibly play and play for my country. You know what I mean?
Give me an opportunity here. I'll tell you something right now. As it is right now, Gavin, as it is right now, we have players in Europe who have been there for many years.
They have been, yes.
Who have been playing where they have Australian passports, Scottish passports, British passports,
Yes.
Australian passports, dual citizens, Gavin, who are very good players over in Europe, right? A lot of good players that we did originally, as you were talking about at that time where players were half their parent came from one country, half their parent came from Australia. And so what is this problem with not actually searching for these players overseas? Now, Jason Cummings, who plays for... Jason
The cum
Cummings.
dog,
That's right, yes.
as Stephen Holiday will call him, the cum dog, mate.
Now, an opportunity arises for him to come in. An opportunity. Now, whether Mr. Arnold or Benedict Arnold wants the opportunity to play him in the Socceroos, maybe it's too early at the moment. With we've got a situation. We've got to win 2 games.
A situation.
We need to find an X factor in this
There's
team.
not one available, Harry.
If he keeps banging in the goals for Central Coast and
Yes.
putting in performances, maybe he might get a call up, Harry.
Now-
I think striking, our strikers not doing all right. We've got Mitch Duke, we've got McLaren, we've got Buddy Wecky, we've got, you know what I mean, like Aaron Moy scoring goals. Tommy Rogic is in his best form of his career at club and national team level. So maybe there might be an opportunity for him, but he's cutting it fine because there's only a couple of games left, mate.
That's
there's
right,
only 4
yes.
games left.
And
Maximum.
and what you said before, listen to this one. What you said before about the home and away games, that's gone,
Home and
like you
away,
said,
yes.
right? It's only 1 game now, like you said.
right.
If we go to that third phase where we have to win that 1 game. Now, isn't it supposed to be 2 games or 1 game?
No, it's one game now. It's going to be 1 game. It's going to be one.
And that's it.
1 game for the 3rd place playoff in Qatar. 1 game for the 5th.
It'd be like Russian roulette.
5th place playoff
Yes.
for the World Cup spot in Qatar. So it's going to be 2 games.
That is just before the World Cup, apparently. Is that right?
Correct. It's going to be June or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just before the
exactly when
World
the
Cup
dates
that
are.
happens. So 1 game in Qatar only, not 3. 1 game. Is that right?
Correct. Only 1. Correct, Harry. 1 game for the 3rd place playoff. We win that. We'll go on to play the 5th place South American team, and that'll be a 1 game, winner takes all, winner qualifies.
Oh, and I tell you what, we did qualify last time with Ange. We had to play. We had to play 2 teams. Didn't we play? Was it Syria or who was it? Syria and
Honduras.
we played Honduras. No, there was a game before Honduras. What was the game?
Syria.
That's right, Syria, Honduras. So that's gone.
Syria, mate. I remember it well, mate. I was on holidays, mate.
It's
and
only-
watching it overseas, mate, at the time, watching it.
So there's only 1 game then. That's all it is. So that's it. It's a lot.
Correct.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot
Exactly.
easier.
So, Socceroos is what it is at the moment, you know what I mean? But NPL's just around the corner, Harry, Proffies. You pumped or what, mate?
Oh, well, absolutely. I thought we were going. The whole 3 of us, the 3 Stooges, are going to go to the Heidelberg South
We will-
Melbourne
we will-
game.
we will do it live.
Not this Thursday, the one after, mate.
The one after.
South have made a signing. Did you hear about South's big signing, Proffies?
Yes, Jai Ingham.
Jai Ingham, mate. What's he like? Tell me about him, Proffies.
Yeah, hold on.
I know about
Now-
Jai. You played for bloody you guys.
Oh, now, hold on. It's really funny when they talk about Kiwi internationals. Now, a Kiwi international, now let's be frank here. Well, I'll be frothy now, but let's be frank about this. A Kiwi international, like I said, it's an achievement to play for your country. But sometimes the way they talk about him on TV, he's a New Zealand international. And, you know, they bang on about Rojas. They bang on about, you know, the two brothers, Jay Ingham and the other Ingham. They've had shots at Brisbane Roar. They've been to Melbourne Victory. They've been to Perth. They've been everywhere. So, obviously, if they're going to step down, they're still 27, 28. If they're stepping down the league, is this Ingham guy that's going to sign up for South, is he going to be any better than the 18-year-old Greek boy in the youth team? I don't think so, Gav.
Maybe he's got a bit more experience.
Well,
he has got experience yet.
Well, experience is one thing, but whether you can produce it on
What's
the park is another thing.
What's he like as a player, Proffies? Is he a attacker? Is he a striker? Is he a midfielder?
No, they played him. There's two brothers. I don't know which one in particular. There's Jay Ingham and another one. They were either left back or left wing going up forward. They weren't. Look, like I said, you reach any level, you've got to be proud.
Average A-League player.
A very average A-League player. I mean,
fair enough. So he could make an impact on the NPL level, possibly. If he's fit and he's hungry.
Well,
if he's fit and he's hungry
so.
And he wants to succeed and he wants to play for the greatest team the world's ever seen, mate. So.
Well, you're right, because there has been some players like a Matt Miller. He was at South. He went back to Newcastle, went to South, and now he's playing overseas. So some dudes
he's playing
take
in England.
a step back.
Playing in England.
Stephen Holiday's saying he's a great signing for us, mate. So I'll take Stephen on that, mate.
Well, I think Stephen Holiday's had more vodka.
He's all over the Queensland NPL, mate. So Vietnam,
no.
I'll take Stephen's opinion on that one.
There you go, boys. There you go.
No, I think he's. Well, again, I think he was an average player in the A-League. I
understand. I understand, mate.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Well, let's talk about.
We made some signs.
We are running out, boys. We're running out.
On paper, we've got a good squad. We've got this Harvey Lopez in goal, new goalkeeper. Liam Algazi, Perry Lambropoulos, Marko Yankovic, Jake Marshall, Chris Irwin, Harrison Sawyer, Marcus Rowan, Brad Norton, Josh Wallen, Andy, your mate, Proffies, Andy Brennan.
Andy Brennan, is he?
Andy Brennan's back at South, mate.
Is he back at South?
Yeah. Alan Webb from the Knights, striker.
Don't say nothing.
And then a few young blokes who you never heard of. Oh, this Max Nicola from another one of your former clubs, Proffies. Lions FC, mate. He was top scorer in the Queensland NPL last year, so Steve Holiday should know all about him.
Paying a few money for
Well, you're right, Gav. There's another player that was at South. He went back and forward, and he's now playing for Brisbane Roar, with Jess Daly, who is a...
Jesse Daly, yeah.
Yes.
And we've got like Jai Ingham and
he's a very handy
Ben
player.
Jeever as well.
Yes.
So, on paper, Proffies, I think we've got a good squad for the 2022 campaign.
I agree.
It's just a matter of
putting it together in the park and producing results.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Can we score enough goals, mate? You know what I mean? Because that's been our biggest problem under the current manager. We're so bloody predictable. We want to sit back. We want to defend. We want to just try and grind out 1-0, mate.
Now, Gav, you said about a problem. Now, I know your second-best team is a great team here in Orange. We spoke about that on Saturday night.
Anyway.
Now, Brisbane Roar won 2 games in 9. They're currently they're sitting second last on the ladder. Do you think it's about time the Warren Moon got the flick? What's your opinion on that, Gav?
Vacation, is it?
Mate, I haven't watched one game. I couldn't tell you, to be honest, mate. Honestly. Not sure what's going on in Brisbane. You haven't been going well the last couple of years.
No.
Since Robbie Fowler left, things haven't been going well for you.
Robbie Fowler and Scott McDonald, he was another has-been that went to Brisbane and did bugger all again. Bit like Romario years ago.
Hard to say, mate. Don't write this year off, mate. You're not getting around. There's no relegation, so it's okay. If you finish last, don't worry, mate. The Victory finished last year, and you're picking them to win the treble this year, mate.
Here we
go. It's okay, mate. Don't worry.
Here we go.
There's a long way. Well, look, nobody wants a wooden spoon. I mean, we don't want to take it off Victory.
There's one thing that you guys don't know what happened on Saturday night.
Oh, here we go.
After the game.
Yes.
Apparently, this is really funny because James Johnson did say that the team that wins today plays in Asia.
Yes,
third spot in Asia. Qualify. Have a chance to play in the Asian Champions League. No one goes to.
They've
qualified. Gets no coverage and no one goes to, Harry.
Oh, well.
And also, before you go, Gav, let me add one more thing. Victory played Adelaide United 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. Yeah. And some of the Victory fans were shouting, Well,
Oh, yeah.
cruel comments at a particular
Josh
player.
Cavallo, whatever his name
Yes,
is.
and
It's terrible,
look,
guys. Terrible.
Andy Brennan's mate.
Yeah, Andy Brennan's
God,
mate. But look,
geez.
no, we love Josh. It doesn't mean how he goes about his life. He's still a human
He
being.
goes about his life. I like that. Very good.
Well, look, I mean, some of us have different.
Mate, I don't have a joke.
Well, some of us
Taking
have
a
different
piss.
sexual preferences. It doesn't mean he's a bad person. He's probably a very,
No,
very
I
good
agree,
boy.
mate. I 100% agree with you on that one.
But what I'm getting at is this, Gav. What I'm getting at is this. When it was the old NSL, okay, if you had a
Yep.
bunch of Knights supporters or Preston supporters or Olympic supporters or South supporters having a go at a player, shouting all these remarks, all these comments, which is not right in any shape or form, it would have been all over the newspapers. Now, because it's the A-League, you had to find it somewhere that they were giving this Josh guy a hard time. So
Stick, mate. Yeah.
there it is.
It happened every 5 seconds in the NSL, mate, or something along those lines, mate.
Well, it did. Look, it happens in the A-League too, but they cover it up. They cover it up because they know that if they get more bad publicity, then those supporters who were thinking about going to a game, they're not going to go to a game because there's too many idiots out there. Now, the idiots have been out there for the last 40 years in Australia, but what gives me the shits is, what grinds my gears, Gav, is that when it was the old NSL, they kept on saying that there's trouble. And I have got
ugly side of
evidence.
soccer.
The
Soccer's
ugly side.
mate.
And let me just say this. The situation is, Gav,
Situation.
I know for a fact, from day one from the A-League, I have got nephews and cousins that used to go and watch Melbourne Victory.
Yes.
And they used to go watch the other teams. And they have told me they have video recorded brawls and fights.
Well, let's get
and
them.
guess what?
Get them on here.
And guess what? It was never on the news.
Yeah. Get it on, Barry.
It was
Get 'em
never
on
on the
Harry.
news.
Get 'em on
Nobody
here.
knew about it.
Get
But
him on here,
I
mate.
have
Get him on here,
got-
mate.
Put it in
I-
a shame pile, Harry.
And I have got videos of brawls and punch-ups and racial abuse in the stands of the A-League games,
Floppies.
but they say nothing about it. I am disgusted.
Let me say something right here.
Floppies. The
Can I just say-
bigger
Hold
on
on,
the
let-
pitch,
let
mate.
Gav talk.
Everyone
nothing
says
yet.
that the A-League's so much better off on the pitch when it comes to players and standard. Well, I tell you now, the hooligan element is 10 times more organised,
I agree.
10 times more violent, and
I agree.
10 times more committed
Yes.
than anything in the NSL that I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Or I've been involved with.
I'm
you know what I
totally
mean?
with you
Like,
there.
it's
Absolutely.
completely and utterly organised and high level in the A-League. Well, the NSL, we've just turned up, and if something happened, everyone got involved.
That's it. They
Look,
didn't purposely go there
can I-
looking for fights, but they actually go.
Exactly,
Can I
correct.
just
In the
say-
NSL, no one went there looking personally. No one went there looking for fights, but if something happened, that's when everyone would get involved. You know what I mean? Like at the A-League, it's a completely different story, mate. They go there looking for trouble, and they organise trouble with the opposition, and then that's how it all starts. It's completely like, you know what I mean? Like, but
Exactly.
that's not mentioned ever.
Well, now, Gavin, we're going to finish. I
Might
just
be.
want to say a couple of little things before we are
Yes.
trying to, in this country, we are
Harry's
trying,
Minute, we call this.
Please,
Harry's
we are
Minute.
trying to connect the game with every
are
supporter
trying
in the
to
game,
connect the
and
game,
as Spiro
of
said
course,
earlier.
yes.
Now we need
Spiro
to
Konchelskis.
come together. The game is struggling and suffering. If we don't come together, very shortly, we will have
right
problems
now.
with the A-League, the NPL, and all right down. It will seep right down to the juniors and everything.
Yes, thank you very
Every
much.
club needs help. We need to come together now.
Yes.
We are at a very
Greg,
critical
we've been
stage.
saying 2.5 years we've been saying this for, mate.
No, but this is the time has come that the FFA are getting involved now, and we need to
Yes.
reunite the game.
Yes.
It's time to reunite. Everyone out there, reunite the game.
diggy,
Things are
diggy,
going to be
diggy,
happening
hey.
very special
Diggy,
in the next few weeks.
Yes.
Things are going to be happening that you may not like.
Well, we've been saying for over a year, Harry, about
Gavin,
the second division,
Gavin,
and things
Gavin.
are happening about the second division, and blah blah blah.
Well, let me finish.
It's easy to
Let me finish.
put out a media statement and have a couple of lines and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But nothing's really happening, mate. and
Let
that's
me
the thing.
let
Exactly.
me finish. I have a good source from Sydney, right? I have a good
here we
source.
go.
Listen,
Tomato.
I have a good source from Sydney.
Yes.
I will have this information next week.
Yes,
I'll be
tune
talking
in.
about this next week
Tune in.
on the Football List, guys, live
we're
on
low
Monday
on
at
data,
8:30.
mind you.
And don't forget, I will let you know. Don't forget the shirts. The shirts are available. All these fantastic NSL Phillips League shirts.
Thank you very much.
All of them, guys. We can't go through them right now, but all these shirts are
Western
available.
Suburbs, St George, Canberra, Olympic,
Every one of
Brisbane
them.
Lions, the great Brisbane Lions, my ad.
And the 74 replica.
And we
74
also got a
replica
South
shirt.
Melbourne top two.
Well, whatever it is, it's
Yes,
happening.
yes.
But let me
And,
tell you something, guys. Good night, everybody. See you next
night,
week.
fellas.
I'll have
Yep,
more information
no
on what you want to talk about
Good
next week.
talking to you,
A lot
boys.
of things happening next week, guys.
Hopefully I'll be able to come
Gavin.
out and make it to the studio next week,
Next
mate.
week, yeah.
Next Monday, we want you here in between us, Gav. Please.
Yeah,
Don't
mate.
let us down.
No,
See you next week in the studio, Gavin. See you next week, Gavin. Thank you. In the studio. Thanks, mate. Thank you. Bye. Don't forget, next week's a big show.
Here we go.
Whoppa! Hup. Surprise.
She bang.
Feel it, man. Hup. Check it out. Hup. Hup.
Let's get loud.
Good night, guys.
Let's
Happy
get
Tuesday
loud.
night. Football. This is live next week. Next Monday night with another big special guest. Hup. Hup. The cup of life. This is the one. Now is the time. Don't never stop. We should've known. Gotta be strong. We should've known right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet.
I'll let you do the singing.
No one can hold you
I
back
can't
if you
bloody
really
sing. Peter.
want it. I see
Well,
it in
how
your
was
eyes.
Andre
You want the
Konchelskis
cup
tonight?
of
I
life.
Some
Now the
people
days
have
here,
emailed.
you're
They
gonna
said
get
it
it.
wasn't a real Andre
Do you really
Konchelskis.
want it?
So let me tell you.
Tell me,
it
guys,
was a real
next
Andre.
week we'll see you at 8:30 p.m. Monday
met
night
him today.
with some special
I found-
information. Good night, guys. Thank you.
We done.
Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, thereisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football.
To show you what's happening
Yes.
right here, right now in the studio, because we got this beautiful shirts that we're showing with Frothy right now, guys. Frothy's back with me. Frothy, what's happening with these shirts, mate? Can you tell me what's happening right now?
Shut up, let me talk.
Oh,
Now,
bloody
listen,
hell, mate.
We have these great tops here.
Yes.
Now, it's a bit of a 2-minute show tonight, I believe. So
Yes.
we're back in town, but we'll be
We are.
officially back in town on
That's right,
Monday
yep,
with
yep,
some
yep,
major announcements and start again. Announcements.
Yes.
Can you spell announcements? Can you?
Announcements.
Can you spell that?
I can't spell
Well,
it
leave
all.
it for next time. Now, let's go through the tops. Now,
That's
these
right, yep,
tops,
yep.
well, if you were born 400 years ago, you'd know about these tops. So we've got the great St. George here, I believe.
No, Brisbane Lions,
Sorry
mate.
about that.
Brizzy
That's Brisbane Lions there.
Lions,
And we
mate.
got South Melbourne Hellas there.
No, Fitzroy United, you're
Sorry
telling me,
about
mate.
that.
Fitzroy United.
This one's Intermonaro, is it?
Into Monaro.
No, that's St. George, Budapest.
St.
apparently.
George, yes, the Hungarians,
and,
the Hungarians,
and over
mate.
to my right, which is your right as well. Are we still
Yes.
on?
We're still on,
We're
of course,
on?
we're still on,
Well,
mate.
over
Yes.
here, we got the great Sydney Olympic. And I know the cat has probably ordered a couple of
Oh,
those.
he's got a couple of hundred, mate.
Well, I'll tell you why he's ordered a couple. I had a chat with Peter Raskopoulos during the week.
Oh, he hates his guts.
And he said to me, Peter Catholos, a cat, has ordered two because his gut's so bloody big, he needs two jumpers to make
Really?
one. So, well, look, that's only a joke. Cat.
Oh, my God, mate.
well, look, also, Canberra, what's this? Canberra City.
Canberra City. You know, you know who coached them?
Yes.
In 1977?
Frank Arrock, wasn't
Johnny
it?
Warren.
Johnny Warren.
We're laughing, mate, everywhere.
I told you so, Johnny Warren said. I doubt we'll sell many because how many supporters did they have? That's beside the point. Also, we got Hokoa up there.
That's
great,
right, of course.
Brazilian heritage, are they?
Brasilia, well, yeah, a lot of them escaped to Brazil.
We'll leave it at that. And the great Marconi.
Marconi.
And let's go through them. Great quality.
Of course.
They fit nicely. They are cheap. You know what? They're too bloody cheap.
$75.
$75 is not even $80.
Plus postage and handling.
Plus postage and handling, and our great friend with David Ben and
Yes.
Arrow Sport.
Arrow Sport together. There is only, and then guys, you can buy them on. There is only one
you keep
football.
going. I'll play the great South Melbourne tune.
There is only one football where you can get it from. There is only one football.com in conjunction with Arrow Sport. You can also buy fantastic kits for your teams as well at Arrow Sport, and they're working together to bring you these fantastic 1977 Phillips Lee. Of course, you're bloody on, Frothy.
Yep.
And of course, guys, 1977. These shirts are fantastic. You've got the other ones at $150, which are the rigid gigs, $150, and then you've got the sublimated ones at $75, guys. So yes.
Yes. And can I just say, I suppose it's not appropriate to say this, but my team had a win on the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Well, not the weekend, a couple of days ago. So they're flying, and I tell you what, it's pretty much it. Now we're going to sing a song just to.
Well, I can't. We can't actually sing a song tonight because we're just doing the show tonight. That's all.
We're just advertising the jumpers.
That's right, guys. But where to get them from? There is only one football.
That's the one there. And,
so, guys, thank you, guys. Get these fantastic shirts right now because you will never find them. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you in a couple of days' time. Thanks, guys. Get on Arrow Sport.
Monday,
Arrow Sport. There's only one football.com.
We'll probably have Paul Wade on
Thank you,
Monday,
guys. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
There's going to be summer we're going to have.
That's it. Thanks.